This is not a population that Unimatic ever thought to
I
be part of.
love that. That was I have that on my head all in my brain all the time. That's the one thing that he and I rolled once.
The whole time.
Right. I never rode out any public speech hour a day. No talk. I can't make less. You been on time, Sam? Are we like on a time crunch? That's right.
No, you were just saying stuff so we're gonna capture.
No, I'm the same way. I can't make lesson plans. I also don't write speeches down. I just have like all that bullet points in my head. I'm like, okay, I gotta kind of get flows of it. But if I formalize it any more than that, fuck it all up. The worst case scenarios, I'll put just like 3 or like cute words just to make sure I don't forget to talk. Yeah. One little word is and then second all 4. Yeah, it's a hieroglyph. Yeah, that's how I tend to work off on memory wise. I have the cues. Yeah, I'll just stick a cue on something and then whether it's support. I gave Nicole my mental hieroglyphs. Like I think of the consciousness and the universe is more of a hieroglyphic. The way of communicating and then it was the metal. Oh yeah, big component style. Yeah, there's so much information in my. So think about how much you can like one split second thought that you might have could take fucking 5 novels. Oh yeah, you need to explain. Yeah. What much is going on? Smell, should we? Should get into it. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Kitchen cast.
I'm the weird barefoot guy with the mid-tiger hats on. One cheek.
Just sick bands.
I'm just sick. I feel way too much. They're fucking nice stuff. They're pumping.
That which okay? When you say you paid some money, I gotta know.
I paid $100. Too much. But my gosh, they're so comfortable and make just perfection. I collect clothing, and food and clothing are the things that I spend money on. Shoes, I have a shoe collection. I was 5 years old and I tried to run away from home and I packed all my shoes.
I'm gonna wear this bastard.
All right, y'all, coffee is ready.
Nope. Coffee cups are over here.
Matt.
And look. My mom got that at me, called her friend a bitch.
I gotta go.
Right to her face, and she smacked me. So I went and packed all my shit, got all my shoes and blood.
It's time to go.
And bitches packing my shoes and leaving. Bitches, jinxes. Any bug requests from anybody? What bucket would you like?
Don't care.
Anybody here ever pooped in a urinal? Yeah.
Should be like stuff. Kentucky.
Have you ever used a? Have you ever pooped in a squatter? A squatter? You mean like Japan? Yeah. Absolutely. That's a different world.
You lived over there for
I lived in China for a while. We were on vacation in Japan. I found one, scared the rest of my family. I was like, I'm good.
No.
No, I think it had to be at least 7 years old. Chapel Hill Mall. I've been scoping it out forever because those urinals had the hole, not the little fucking tiny holes. It had a big hole. I was like, dude, I can fit a turd. I can poop in this. Right now, my joke 6 or 7. I was thinking that, but I also know, like, socially speaking, like it was wrong.
Right.
But like ethically speaking, it was so right. I was a utilitarian kid. I was a latchkey kid, so I had to be fucking like
to poop in this urinal.
So I got a little bit of Diogenes, so I timed it. It was like, okay, so it was done the movie, and I had a shit, and nobody's there. I was like, but I didn't realize there's other movies on different time schedules when they took them. So I was like, everybody's occupied this movie. I'm gonna go do my thing that I've been playing. It's like a heist, like
yes.
I've been playing it this fucking past a year.
You have the Mission Impossible theme rolling through your head.
So I go in there, there's nobody. Oh, thank you. There's nobody in there. And I'm like, fucking perfect. I said, I'm this kid with big, blonde, curly hair.
Okay.
No. And so self-unaware, like I'm so germophobic now, you guys would never fucking guess it. I have my shirt off. Oh yeah. So I take my shirt off when I shit ever since I was a kid. There were signs that I was autistic, okay? But I had my back up against a cold, wet.
Oh,
no.
Taking this shit.
Oh, no.
Proving this thing, and all of a sudden you see one by one people walking in, just not saying a word, just looking at me. Like, what the fuck am I looking at? I'm looking at it. I'm thinking about it. I played with such, So, like, I was born in 1975. So in 1980, I was 5. 81 or 82. So if you were in Chapel Hill Mall in 1981 or 1982, you're a legend, and you saw a little blonde-haired kid taking a shit in the movie theater, that was me.
It has to have haunted somebody for years.
Chapel Hill Mall, Akron, Ohio. That's where that was. Probably like 81 or 82-ish. Yeah, 40. So if anybody ever saw that, that was me. We should connect.
Yeah.
We probably have shared trauma. Me of the embarrassment of like, oh fuck, I just got caught. You know. But also at the same time, I felt sorry for you people. You know, who thought you couldn't shit in here as well. So it's like,
Both learning lessons.
Yeah.
yeah. So I just can't be myself in front of other people. That's my lesson.
I think you just were. I think you just told us the story about doing it.
We're about to have all the caffeine today too.
Getting that double.
Oh yeah, this is great. I'm a happy camper. Once this cools off, you'll be able to taste it a little bit better.
That's
It's great.
Hot. Dude, the hot is good on that blood's film. I saw that a surgery in there. Yeah. Keeps it moist and supple.
You're okay.
Came out right.
You're okay. That tastes really good.
Is that a mixture?
Yeah, the mixture.
It's
Man, I can't think of the names.
Come with me. Do coffee breakdown.
Coffee breakdown. Something pneumatic. We got mixtures. That's a thing.
all right. Where's the counter?
Brunetta and Azuri together.
Ooh.
Very tasty. Interesting smelling coffee. Never smell another coffee like this. It almost has like whiskey and pipe smell, like a pipe. Tobacco pipe, like tobacco smell. Yeah. That's what it had. That's what brought me into the. And then the other one, well, it smelled the same, but it had a drier, like at the pale one. Yeah, the red one that had the more of a like a moist taste. The other one had like a drier taste. Yep. One was moist and welcoming, and the other one was dry and abrupt. So it's Oh yeah. So we blended them. We put them together. That's like we should do. You know, just like the ecological approach versus the traditional approach. You got to blend the fucking thing. Oh yeah, you got to put it together. But there's more if we want to make them. So
Cool.
and it's just take for it.
What were your thoughts on that debate?
I didn't watch the debate because I'm just so it's so mind numbing the topic, because in Shinny Tai Jiu-Jitsu there's an actual book that Steve Scott wrote called Coaching on the Mat. Go on Amazon.com. It's like $100 now. When I got it, was like $15. Greatest book I ever read. There's you have two forms of like knowledge or whatever. So you got knowledge and you got wisdom. You got technique and you've got skill. Okay. Rote memory, repetition stuff is to build your technique. That's where you learn your braking mechanics. You take your time, low heart rate. Learning you're doing 100 reps on an arm bar, so that when you get to the place, you know how to do the fucking thing.
Good.
The other one is how to get there. You're training on how to get to that arm bar or that leg lock or whatever, and that needs to be done with a high heart rate and it be done with resistance and all those kind of things. But and then those two become what they, you can't have one without the other. They're complementary. But the human wants to, or it's actually the marketing human, the one who has an agenda, somebody who wants to sell you something, their system or their way of doing something will tell you only one way is better. And the traditionalists will say, no, only this way is better, because they're going to lose money. The reality of it, folks, is you got to do both. Yeah. Does that make sense to you at all? No,
it does.
Or am I missing something? Am I missing something?
That's what I'm talking
I was gonna say, like, the same. We've kind of come to the same conclusion on that as well. Like, it's people can learn from strictly technique, but then they have like areas where there are gaps, like that they have to fill in through randori. They have to find it through open rolling.
So what's the point of knowing words if you don't know how to argue? Without one is rote memory, one is critical thought.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
The critical thought is using rote memory basics in a sequential order, because you are now wise, not better, right? So the skill is so that's another thing. the fucking technique is the hammer. The skill is how well the person can use that hammer. I can use that hammer to screw in a screw. That's how good I am. No, but you can go that far. You know what I mean? Be so good at, use something so well and understand it so well, you can use it in a million different ways.
When you go so far, you get line within it.
Yeah, so then you go into conceptual. Yeah, train. Yep. Conceptual thinking, conceptual training. Well, that's all that shit's coming down to. It's fucking old shit. And it's like shit I must be taking for granted because that's just how we trained. Yeah, definitely. John Saylor and I, we were Louis Simmons in the 90s. We were the original MMA guys doing training with Westside Barbell, and we were implementing the conjugate system into our training and our preparations for fights. Nice. So that's 97 for me. What the fuck did we never run? Because I was at Ashton, Ohio. I was coming up here all the time and learning from people that learned from Louis Simmons, and running the lawyer once in a while. We all float around each other all this time, and we never did it. So yeah, but dude, Louis is like a temp. Louis is a temp. Louis is a facilitator. Yeah, he's a center. Yeah, he brings everybody in. Yeah, he's a community center, and that's what's fucking cool about it. And you always live on because, good or bad, he'll bring in good and because everybody in. Yeah, never got fuck. He was cool. He loved everybody. He was honestly, he kind of lived like a Jesus in a way. That's well, nobody would on the outside would understand that, but I knew, you know what I mean. He was more about healing. He was a hell of an ending because he knew healing was what got you strong. Yeah, that was the secret. Healing. But it was I used to when I would meet him, he would just chow him. But I saw him at the Arnold once during the strength summit. It was hilarious because he's in front, and everybody that went up would say their stuff and then ask him. And if you knew who he was, you knew why they were asking him. And if you didn't know who he was, we were like, why the fuck are people asking this fucking guy? And everyone's like, oh my God. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Well, I was lucky because 97, that was when I got under John Saylor for Shigita Jiu-Jitsu and Judo. And he was the first person he took me to meet. I went down to Westside Barbell when I was stills in the strip. And I'll tell you what, that was the first time I was intimidated just by walking into a room because everyone was a killer. And there was an intensity that I would never forget. It was just I got to come in with the same intensity around the hairs. Yeah. But no, it's I learned how to heal more than anything from being around Louis. His first hyperextension machine, the conjugate method alone, I have to show you a thing I've been messing with that's sort of a reverse perspective. I'm just doing it from the floor with fin-ups. I was messing with kick stuff with hips, and I was doing it. I went, oh, wait, I just flipped it. No, that's and that's the kind of shit that he would have been like. Oh yeah, tell you what'd you do? How'd you do it? What method? Did you use this kind of band or this kind of band? He was and he was he always made me feel confident about myself. He's somebody who's like, oh, dude, that's smart. Oh, that was a good idea. I'm like, shit, well, you said this. And I agree. When I was a kid, I didn't beat him when I was one. I think I talked to him briefly, but he didn't make me feel so happy because it was yeah, you're right. You put these things together, they want to talk together. Yeah, fine, cool. You're over a track. We'll did this. Yeah. Right now, as you're talking, I'm thinking about all the people out there who have this paradigm of Louis and set in their own mind. Everyone's has a different idea. Nobody knows the real Sean. How do I? But everybody's how was that Louis? He's the killer of all killers and top guy. They're like, no, he's something nice thing. That dude was a renaissance, but he was edified. That dude was qualified and edified and. When you go all in, you must be around or something. I was talking with Louis, what's up, dude? He saw the blueprints, went in on it hard, and then thought about it. And he was like, let's fuck this. Yeah, that's a neurodivergent. Theft.
Is that all your basis behind your injury rehab stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, also the bamboo bar, the band-bound bar, the earthquake bar. One more of those. It's gone. It's got it's always for so long I called it the bamboo bar and I didn't know. So, but that right there was a nucleus around we call it like centrifugal force. What kind of training I put on Instagram recently?
Yeah, I used one of them for my shoulder rehab.
Yeah, the one that you gave me, I gave him for a while, and then the helix. Yeah,
Yeah, that one's good for the extensor, tennis elbow, drives all the way up into the shoulder and the neck. I use that 2 weeks out from my
can you guys shift this a little bit? Lighting / my wife doesn't want to be in the background of the video. Can you pull right?
Are you cool with this? Or clean with it. Shit's getting weird. Yeah.
Sorry.
And that's they did that.
The mountains, they're not there. Yeah, look in the background. No. Just that one is fine.
Time. We got in Shinny time like 97.
Yep.
What was the first few months of that like?
Oh, it was just like stepping out of the Lions Den and right back into it. It was like he was doing everything that we did in there. So he was trained by Alan Koach, Bad News Brown. He was a major judoka and a catch wrestler, WW, and then became WWF. We have a Bad News Brown. No, but he did the 500 squats. He was up to that. Do the high calisthenics. And the Carl Gotch Bible. He was into Gene LaBelle or Go-Core. I had to Go-Core to look all the way back that big giant encyclopedia with Gene LaBelle and Go-Core standing from the cover. But like all that stuff I was doing, for 94 I learned leg locks. Going into the Lions Den, so I've been doing leg locks since 94, and then got on Sailor, which was judo, and Shinkitai Jiu-Jitsu, which is everybody's Shinkitai Jiu-Jitsu. It's a complete you got take Gracie Jiu-Jitsu or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and take judo and smash it back on there. Because we'll say we're gonna take the Newaza and put it back with judo because they made a separation because of the sports rules were more about the throw, so they neglect the Newaza. So what becomes the main ground fighting system now? Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, because they're the ones who kind of saved the Newaza. That that is a fucking epiphany. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu saved Newaza. So no, because you've only got all the fucking judokas that had this is the 50s and 60s based out on labels. Well, yeah, the 50s and 60s they had more stuff. Like Kashiwazaki was the guy who you see rubber guard, that came actually from Kashiwazaki when he tore his bicep and he used this leg to do different things, and he was doing things like that. But that's the most stuff. But Newaza was heavily that. So all the fucking judoka that are just as good at Newaza as they are throwing are all 70s, 80s, are all getting ready to die. So if you look at it throughout time, unless they pass it on, but there's not that many judoka that you can really pass this on. So the blessing is that the Gracies saved Newaza. Fucking A. Think about it. That's fucking beautiful. Thank you, Gracie family. That's fucking cool. So, because he's there's too much of a chance of it being lost and watered down in the pure judo community. Yeah. Right? Because there's not that many who knew both. For example, here's another example, in MMA. A lot of gyms you have a boxing coach, a wrestling coach, a judo coach, a BJJ coach. Okay? And then you do all these things and they mix it all together. They're taking all these different coaches, and all these different coaches tell you different stances. The one doesn't know the other's art, so on and so forth. Now you take a guy, this sounds arrogant. I'm not trying to be that, but this is just a fact. It's not just me. There's plenty of people like me. Started 94. But I started martial arts in 1990 as a kickboxer in Taekwondo. I lost in UFC 2. Got choked out by a ninja. Oh, I guess I have some holes in my armor. I better learn grappling. Right? So moved in Ken Shamrock, learned, spread it out. I am a complete mixed martial artist. Okay? I know how it all works. I know how to make a seamless transition from It was striking to throwing to submission. And that's how my brain works in any kind of a situation is strike, throw, submit. Strike, throw, submit. Strike, throw, submit. If it happens longer than that, I did something wrong. I'm not going to be scrambling. I'm going to take, I think. But I know wrestling. I know judo. I know sambo. I know catch wrestling. I know Dutch kickboxing. I know American kickboxing, taekwondo. You know what I mean? I have all these other things that I've studied and allowed myself to get involved with that's led into it. And I know how to put it all together. I'm not having to break it up. Yeah, but I do it people. And that's another example of it. How many people from my time are still there that can do it all? Who it's going to end up being are those dedicated martial artists who went through MMA. What they still got was a watered version of judo, this, that. I studied each fucking art, but I took my time with each one of them to learn it, and I know how they all fit together. And I've learned now. Okay, I only have one stance. Both my toes are forward. Boss Rutan was just, you'll see Boss Rutan talk about this recently. I figured out that the Dutch kickboxing stance is a universal stance. It goes good for judo, wrestling, and striking. Oh, well, this stance, Joe, ladies, comes from boxing, which has rules, and you're allowed to hit the back. Captain, very well. This is dog shit. Yes. You are designed to take impact here, and straight in the back and straight from the side. Your angles. So this is armor. And everything is a straight punch, and you can go ambidextrous. I even, you learn how to punch, off to the side. And I might be, just like balance, and I need to knock you out from a retreat and off balance, striking off balance, all those kind of things. But I figured out that the both toes forward is a good sense. But if I didn't go fucking study all the different things,
Once you get that.
exactly. Because at one time I thought this thing was true. Another time I thought this thing was true. Hell, there's a time I thought even more was true. And just
How many doors did you knock on?
I could be around. Had a lot of baptisms. Las Vegas was easy.
Yeah.
So, but no, I've been wrong before, but you got to be wrong, to become right at some point. You got to figure it out. But those are I'm 50 now. Started when I was 15. Was past my 35 years, so it was 2 cents. Hold it down to Dutch. Oh no, I truly feel the Dutch striking is the. Have you ever? That's the one who figured it out. Have you ever seen the history on the Dutch influence on not just catch wrestling but on judo as well? You can trace it back. There's like 4 or 5 dudes that did judo, like Anton Giesing. Not before Giesing. This is before Giesing. How did I read this? I gotta find this. But yeah, there's like a few Dutch guys that had like massive influence on judo, but then also on catch wrestling. Catch wrestling, you get okay, I get that, makes sense. But then they kind of the judo techniques and like what would become newaza and certain leg grabbing techniques, and can trace back to a few of these Dutch dudes. That's awesome. Yeah, that's and they did the same thing with kickboxing and like Muay Thai. There's no Dutch people like to stand sideways. So I'm just like no. But yeah, it's weird. Oh, so you train your abdomen. So it's like, well, your abdomen's all right on me. Yeah, but you train it. Like so, Louis Silva's another good example. I mean, he had this trick where it was like, you put his abs out, you stick your fingers there, and you go like this, and you like bite down your fingers and spit them back out. Yeah, and you almost break your fingers. And he did it with like a butter knife or something. So no, but like your abs should just be impervious and impenetrable. You just don't ignore it. You don't even worry about blocking. Yeah. Right. So that's your defense. Is that? But how many people want to lift weights? How many people you hear in martial arts say, "Oh, how many people lifting weights is some bullshit"? No, man. Shin gi tai. Shin is mind and heart. Gi is technique and skill. I'm talking about at least one. And then you have to have tai. You have to have body, the strength, endurance, and flexibility. You have to train your body. And some of your offense, and it is your actual offense and defense, is muscle. muscles and arms. Someone who gets in a car accident who has a lot of muscle on them has a higher risk or a higher chance of surviving and getting less injury than somebody who is unfed. Bottom fucking line. And it's all, no matter what, every human, like I had this argument with everyone in my life, wife, kids, whatever. It's not a fucking choice. It is not a fucking lifestyle or a hobby. It's the human way of life needs to have resistance on the body and the mind in order for it to be fucking healthy and true to who it is. Like, there is no other way to be a human than to, and gotta be doing physical things, hard things. Not trying to make everything easier on ourselves. Yeah, some things they still have longevity, but fuck, dude, we find ways to find our way out of things, not go through it. But yeah, it's true. You're still.
We're shipped downstairs. You're my step here.
No, we got downstairs.
You go downstairs.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah. Pause. Bathroom. Like,
Yep. Moved down to the basement. Had to shift scenes a little bit.
Alternate podcasting verse,
Yeah.
like a true simp.
yes.
Exactly.
Is that what simps do? Is that what the simp is? Like, I'm not good on the lingo. Like, who are the people who live in their mom's basements and are mad at
incels.
incels?
Incels.
Mad
Is that
at
what that
women.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Involuntary celibate.
Oh, didn't know that. Okay.
Is that what that means?
Everyone was until they got laid. So we were all there once,
Yeah.
at least.
Just continues into adulthood.
Yeah, like that's like such a rare thing. Like, no, like that's right.
Bro.
Everybody was an incel until they were like, "Wow, and talk to a girl."
I didn't know.
They just had Arrested Development.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the 8th grade locker room thing. Like, the narcissistic male, Like I don't believe in, what's that toxic masculinity. It's not toxic masculinity. It's just narcissism coupled with power.
Yeah.
That's it. And what is narcissism? Is every single one of us was a narcissist up until we learned empathy,
Yep.
right? But some
Yep.
people never learned empathy.
So they stay that way.
Yeah, and it's usually like the 8th grade. The way they act in the locker room, they never stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you so sensitive?
Yes.
That's the kind of shit that I was just joking. Like, fuck off. You're being a dick. That's all it is. It's,
You're a dick.
Yeah, like one person's bully is just somebody, I was just joking. You don't realize, like, it's the sensitivity of the being, that you, and that's how I am. Like, I don't care about anything. People can do whatever the fuck they want as long as no children are harmed. And I will play along and do it all and give you all the respect in the world. I don't understand how people can't just respect each other.
Yeah. Massive.
You understand what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like with pronouns and things like that. I like, for example, if someone says I'm a fire truck, like somebody I don't know, I'm like, well, what's your number?
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. And then, I'll continue to talk. It doesn't bother me to address someone how they want to be addressed.
No,
Kind of thing.
if you bother to ask, how you want to be addressed. I don't
Right.
know. Or they say, yeah, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's super simple. And it's just like, be polite.
Yeah,
Mr. Rogers rules.
for real.
But I like to joke around and have fun, and I don't like to have to censor myself and all things. I don't have a fucking mean or hateful bone in my body,
Yeah.
But when you get in big, huge groups of people, it ends up, that's where problems are.
You've been in big, huge groups with testosterone fueled.
Oh my God,
You've been in the
bro.
military. You've been in the lion's den. You've been
It's so that's the thing. Like, I am the gentle flower, right? One that's like, dude, you carry this and that. It's like, what do you- and I'm quoting. Everyone, I do not use it like in my daily language or anything like that. So,
Direct quotes.
But I am. I was a child once, and I am in a lot of ways still. But I learn, and as I learn, I change. Some people don't,
Yeah.
or sometimes they don't learn. It must hurt, like to live and never learn. But I was the sensitive kid. I was the I'd be the artsy person if I was allowed to be. But I was a latchkey kid, real danger. I was born in 1975. My 3 older brothers, they were 14, 13, and 12 years older than me. So I had that kind of exposure at young ages of seeing sexual things, having pornography in my life, drinking, all kinds of things. And, my mom worked like 2 or 3 jobs all the time, and I was always left to myself.
Yep.
So there's always something up. So my brothers, they were all the tough guys, Arrested Development, classic,
Product of the time.
Yeah. And I had to be tough for them, because of them. And then getting bullied at school and because I would I would see a jock, big tough guy picking on a little kid, and I would say something and then I'm going to get my ass kicked because, but I didn't want to get my ass kicked anymore for speaking my mind. I wanted to be able to say the shit that I wanted to say, even if it was saying, oh, you're a dumb fucking jock. I want to be able to say that and say, you're a fucking asshole for doing this, stop doing that, or else, I want to be able to do that. I wanted to be able to stop the hurt, stop the suffering kind of thing.
Yep.
And in order for me to do that, I had to become the tough guy. I had to become the monster.
Call somebody.
Oh, yeah.
I had to become that thing and act like it.
Yeah.
Like, how long did it take you to separate? Where you can still be the tough guy. You can also be the artsy guy and be sensitive and just kick the shit out of people.
Somewhere, so 1990 is when I started martial arts. That was the beginning of it, because the martial arts is an alchemical process if you do it right. You know what I mean? Like, it'll teach you, it'll shape you, it'll change you. And that was probably the beginning. That was like where protecting my, like having any kind of thought of fighting outside the ring was silly, because nobody's trained enough to fight me now.
It's boring.
Right.
Well, now it's not even a thought.
Yeah.
Protecting myself isn't even a thought now. It's not even on my radar, because it's no longer a threat.
Right.
So that gave me confidence to be kinder.
Frees you up to be
and to be able to laugh through situations. And I used to tell people who were trying to start a fight with me, somebody I could clearly beat the fuck out of. So there's a word that people need to learn is meekness. Not just because you can doesn't mean you should. That's what that word means. It's the person who has the power but withholds from it because he doesn't, he shouldn't
need to do that.
Yeah. You don't need to go overkill on something. So it gave me the ability to be like, look, man, I don't want to fight you, man. I don't want to hurt you, and I definitely don't want you to hurt me. And that's probably what's going to happen. I'm a pussy. And I got fucking 8 fights behind me, full contact of another trained motherfucker trying to hurt me. So it's like, it's not even a fair fight. Nowadays, it might be any given person might know some MMA or some jiu-jitsu is a common thing, but when I was doing it, back in my day, you're lucky to have a blue belt owning a school,
Yeah. Where's the style? I didn't even start.
But, all the people I trained with that were also doing MMA were all Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu blue belts and purple belts, that kind of thing. And that was late 90s.
Yeah. Have you seen that? I mean, you've been involved since the 90s. I'm sure you've seen certain things stick, like certain concepts of ego and things stick, but reshape over time or kind of resurface over time.
Oh,
or you're kind of like, it's this again.
Yeah, again, it's just like everything else I've learned over the past, 10 years. Like 2012 was when the eyes wide shut kind of thing, my eyes start opening up.
The veil was lifted.
Of everything around me. It's like, oh shit, nothing is real. This is all by design, and I never had a choice.
Yeah.
And then I went to college and seeing how all the brands that are all underneath one thing, the illusion of choice, of all those kind of things. Just you thought you were seeing something different, but all it is just a rerun of something else.
Right.
So Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu became Gracie Jiu-Jitsu in America. Replaced Tracy's karate.
Okay.
I'm not saying it sucks, like but the business model is the same.
Right.
They're they came up and monopolized for a bit, and then it become an oligopoly, and now it's kind of bunker busted. Now it's kind of free market.
Yeah.
And their cousins of Black Pope.
Yep.
But it was.
Welcome to the rest of us.
But yeah, but no, it's no different than all the egos are all the same. The sexual abuse is all the same as you see in just anything. Gee, guys, everybody's like, oh, it's the church. Oh, it's the LGBTQ does this. Oh, it's the I'm going left is accusing the right accuses left.
Yeah.
And just for everybody knows, like if anybody hears my words and my points of view, I am apolitical. I am disenfranchised. I do not believe left or right. I believe in humanity. I'm a humanist. I take every single human on an individual basis. Nothing is, I hate the whole group think, and fuck you if you judge me in any way. I don't give a fuck. I'm too fucking old. I could die any fucking day. I can fart down the grocery aisle if I want to now. I'm prematurely in my 80s. So I can speak my mind and say all the fucked up shit. But it's not fucked up. I'm a good human. But that's just a disclaimer. I don't want anybody to think, oh, because the people liberals think I'm a conservative brute.
Yeah.
Brute-tard. And then the conservatives think I'm a sensitive liberal bitch. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck me, guys. So leave me alone. It's like, I love you both so much. Quit fighting.
Just be a human.
Quit fighting. It's like so silly. It's like, can't we just fucking figure it out? We can all have our happiness here. Just mind your own fucking business.
Is that too much to ask?
Sorry.
But how did you find yourself navigating that in the times? I'm sure you found yourself in environments that way back then.
Dude, I was in all kinds of I was first introduced to Illuminati type stuff with UFC and living with Ken Shamrock, and preparing for Pancrase.
Mm-hmm.
That's like seeing, I knew about human trafficking back then. I knew about human trafficking in the 80s.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's been prominent.
Yeah. And I knew about trans people back then, transvestites, and I knew about drag queens, and all this stuff was all there then. I just have a memory to remember.
Yeah.
It's just that people aren't remembering.
It's been relabeled.
It's just all been relabeled, repackaged, and that's what that's what I was trying to get at. Everything's just repackaged. Everything.
Yeah.
But if people will fucking not have a short-term memory, if you just pay attention, guys, from your childhood to where you're at, you can probably already start to see patterns. When I was a kid, I remember my mom always saying, "Oh, the peg pants are coming back, huh?" That's how we did it in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Fashions, just like fashions recycle.
Yep.
It's all the same.
Yep.
These are all the things I bet were happening in Rome. This is a playbook right out of Rome. I bet you this was all in Europe. I bet you, there's just so much people don't realize and stop and fucking think and do critical thought, ecological approach to fucking thought.
Yeah.
And live
Resistant
your life.
thought.
How about that? If you want to have an ecological approach, do that with your fucking life.
Put some resistance to it.
Oh my God. And then it's just. And again, it's the thing where they say, egos are checked at the door or whatever, and it's a no ego thing. It's the whole fucking reason why you're doing it is to make your ego feel better.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The whole reason everyone
What's low self-esteem? It's an ego thing.
Yeah.
What's imposter syndrome? It's an ego thing.
It's all related.
Yeah.
What's being offended? It's an ego thing. You get what I'm saying? It's like everything about it. So there's no such thing as getting rid of the ego. What there is getting balance and health in the ego, having a healthy ego. Going through diagnostics. Am I an overbearing ass? Well, I have to ask these kind of questions. Am I an overbearing ass? Am I being narcissistic? Am I using narcissistic tools? Am I being a manipulator? Because I'm ADHD, and I have to remind myself to be mindful. To be mindfulness. So I have to,
Attack.
It's going down upstairs. Otherwise,
Get him. Oh, God.
it's on now. Pizza's here.
Oh, shit. I don't even think these mics will pick it up, though. I'll see.
I hope so. There's dogs barking if
Yes.
nobody can tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like really barking.
The fun part about basements. Yeah.
Like if I could speak dog, they're telling me that it's the fucking second coming of Beelzebub. We're all in danger.
I mean, yeah, history repeats itself. Certain experiences aren't unique, right? And they just rebrand themselves and pop up again.
Right. And then we could talk about that with our own lives, with our own cycles of things that repeat until we get rid of them.
Yeah.
Until we learn the lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah. That gets fun. Or when you realize it and you're like, shit, I should have realized that 10 years ago.
But if you stop there and don't allow yourself to go down that, all right, shoulda, woulda, couldas, and just start right now.
Say, hey, no.
Just like me and bass, guitar, if I just fucking buckle down, but my goddamn executive dysfunction, I know it's there, but hey, I work on it though. Like when you're aware that you have something, it's no longer a part of you, and you're able to, work on it. Hey, this is not a part of it. This is okay. I can do these hacks to bypass these issues.
What's the point of diagnosis?
Right?
Yeah.
What hacks do you think have helped you recently? Have you developed anything recently?
No, just reiterating, writing things down and speaking. So think it, say it, write it, do it.
Yeah.
So you just added write it to your teaching method.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. So there you go. So you remember the tripod, right?
Yeah, I remember.
So what he's referring to is like instead of buddying up, doubling up, do a triple up when you're drilling. Whether it be ecological or but anyways, when you're drilling with three people, one person is feeling the Americana, one person is doing the Americana, one person is watching the person getting Americana, and the other person doing Americana. So it's three modalities of input, and so you're going to learn faster. You'll get less reps, but you have a lower heart rate. Right. You're in a learning. So I was talking about learning.
Yeah.
So that's becoming popular right now.
Yeah. I'm like, people are starting to catch on. And you broke that all down.
Yeah, and nobody learned it from me.
Yeah,
I'm not saying, look, guys, whenever I speak, if I say I was doing something, I'm not saying anybody stole anything from me or anything like that. It's nothing like that. It is just simply, there's a saying that says, that which rises must also converge.
Yeah,
if I've thought about it, there's at least 3,000 other people who have the same thought.
Yeah.
It's whoever moves with it is going to get it out there. It's going to get out there. This is the universe. This is the ether speaking.
Yeah.
So, like, I was been doing things that are now becoming mainstream popular since I started. And what was the thing we were just talking about? Sorry.
The tripod, the trifecta.
Yeah. Low heart rate. Learning in a So I don't have my students do high heart rate warm-ups. I barely want them to even break a sweat. How I warm up my students is by doing regular drills.
Yeah.
50 arm bars, both sides. That's your fucking warm up.
Yeah. Yep. Which, considering when you started, I started in '94, started training in Taekwondo. And back then, and up through the 2000s, a hard ass warm up was the thing. That's your conditioning.
Yeah.
So how do you switch?
But here's the thing is, like, one, you got to break tradition. I'm a tradition destroyer.
When did it start to break for you?
Oh, right. It always did. I was always button heads. Yeah. All my coaches were always just like, God damn it, Sean, why didn't you? Oh, I ended up being right.
Yeah. You're like,
I have a superpower, that my brain works different, it's neurodivergent, and I'm able to think in different aspects. And it was just simply things made sense. And I knew that, okay, so if your heart rate rises, because also, I'll tell you what, 2000. When I was in college, anatomy physiology class, I was learning about how when your heart rate goes up, there's cortisol, adrenaline, all those kind of things. And then I learned about dendrites and how it form memory. and what chemicals stop dendrite connections, which is cortisol, which is your stress hormone. It also causes you to get fat, and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to learn, you have to have a low heart rate because you don't want cortisol being dumped in your system, blocking the learning process.
No.
Learning is a physical thing. Things go and they fuse, and that becomes a memory. What's learning? Forming memory. That's it.
Yeah.
The ability to remember something. That's you just learned it, and the memory is there. So if you have a low heart rate, you less reps, you can actually learn it faster. There's another saying is that if you play, you learn faster instead of having pressure on yourself to do so many reps. So you can get things done faster, less reps, with a lower heart rate, calm mind, and peacefulness. Instead of having I got to get this right the first time and do it right, and I'm not getting it. Yeah. So, and then, but that's like, and right away, I've always, if I'm in control, I'm in control. Like, I break the cycle of, like, I'm not going to do it because my dad used to say shit like, oh, this is how my dad did it with me, so this is how I'm doing it with you. Why? Yeah. You know, that's not how evolution works, Pops. You know, that's and you know, and the things that were already right, you know, to me that were right, I took those and I magnified that and added what I brought to the table to it, and so far so good. You know, I'm an autodidact, you know, and I'm neurodivergent, severe ADHD. I was the kid in the cubicle, you know, pushed away from the rest of the class. I was a kid, like, you know, for parent-teacher night, you know, everybody was like tracing bodies on these long pieces of thing, and one of the bodies was out, and I'm the one who drew the big dick on it. And then my mom afterwards, you know, and I had to put my head down for the rest of the class. And then that night, after parent-teacher conference, my mom comes out to the car, and she's like, she's crying, you drew a penis? Oh, no. And I was first grade or second grade. And I'm like, what's a penis? I drew a dick. So that's how I learned the medical terminology for a dick.
Yeah.
For a dick.
Fast forward to anatomy class.
Yeah. No, but yeah, you know, like, so autodidact, you know, I lived by myself. I was by myself all the time. I wasn't a latchkey kid and had friends. I was a latchkey kid and weird. You know, I stuttered really bad back then. Like people didn't want to talk to me. Adults didn't want to talk to me because you had to have patience, and there weren't, you know, emotional IQ isn't very high, you know, in my family. So I was, why are you so weird? Why are you so shut the fuck? You know, it's just, God, it was such a fucked up, you know. So it's there's a lot to shape me, man, and a lot of it is negative, and a lot of it's pressure and trauma. But it must just be that right amount that people talk about, you know. But the right amount is it's a pretty good dose. You have to fucking do it.
Really take out into it.
And the problem with society is we're trying to reduce the trauma.
Yeah.
Too much.
A little bit's okay.
Yeah. But I think that's why S&M comes and becomes a thing.
It
you know what I mean? No, because people are searching for my body needs, like, that's why people jump out of planes.
Yeah. We need that physical, like,
we need, like, people want to look at that. Oh, does this guy get killed in this? Did they actually let us watch it this time? You know, is this person going to die? You know, you know, the Five Faces of Death, you know, when that came out when I was a kid, you know, that was the thing to watch, man.
Yeah. No thanks. Never watched it. No.
But, you know, I heard about, like, other fucked up shit. I heard about snuff films when I was a kid, you know, like all this shit that people are like, oh, I had no idea. I'm like, you dumb fucks, this shit has been around forever and you never fucking heard about it or cared. God damn it, you used to listen to fucking songs that said she's only 17.
Yeah.
People say she's too young, but she's old enough for me.
Right.
You know, I mean, fuck, dude, all the adults in my fucking circle were like, if they're old enough to pee, they're old enough for me. You know, it's talking about pedophilia, dude. Like, in like Ted Nugent. Yeah. You know, oh, he's never done any drugs, but he's fucked kids.
Yeah.
Oh, he's great. But he's Republican and he loves Trump, so that must be okay. You know, like, Jesus. You know, and that's the other thing, folks. I don't care that Trump's president. I think I might be happier that he is better. But That's another thing. It's just like I've got so many fucking friends on either side. It's like I'm not into it. But I'm not somebody. I'm not all Trump's president. Oh shit. I'm interested. Like this Doji thing, this thing that goes on. I look at it from the lens of this is interesting. Like what the fuck is gonna happen?
Yeah.
You know, I know things are hyperbolic.
Yeah.
Like for example, I saw somebody's posted about the VA cuts.
Yeah.
Like the employees and this and that. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. So I went, I just did something fucking simple. I typed with my critical thinking brain, my ecological approach to life. I typed in VA cuts, you know, and federal employee. And I went to the VA website. And it said these are all people who were on, you know, probationary periods or brand new fucking hires, basically. And they really were fodder. They were nobody of real value. And it freed up for them to go into the people that actually needed the relief and more support. And it was actually a good thing. It was a Kaizen moment.
Mm.
It's Kaizen.
Yeah.
That's what's happening in this situation. I'm not saying all the things are right and all the things are good, but like in this situation, I saw someone say, this was bad.
What?
And, but I did my own research. This is literally like, my biggest gripe between the two children playing is, oh, you're doing this, you do this. Like, for example, the meme right now is if Trump says, don't drink piss, the liberals are going to drink piss.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking Republicans, the last 4 years, if Biden said don't drink piss, they would have drank piss.
Yeah. Same
And
thing.
then I hear this stuff about, oh, everybody is you're all sheep and this and that. Wait a minute, you're a sheep too. You just have a different shepherd. You dumb fuck. You didn't have original thought with any of this. When you didn't want the vaccine, it wasn't because that was your original thought. That was because the people you like said that.
Yeah.
And the people who got the vaccine wasn't original thought. That was because the people they liked told them to. Their shepherd told them to get the shot. Their shepherd told them not to.
Two wings
You're
of the
both
same
fucking
bird.
sheep. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? It's like, when can we get back to fucking
So, well, I don't think we're ever there.
Some people.
You know, it's gone so fucking full retard, man. That we. And all I can do, and this is where I'm at with this, is like if Kamala would become president, I would have been like, holy shit, you know, like, you know, Trump's president, holy shit, here we go. You know, let's see. Like this was like, to me, I don't see the difference, and everything's just fucked up. And whatever happens, happens, and I'm here to record it because I can't control it. There's nothing I can do about it.
Document it.
I can love my brothers and sisters that are on the left, and I can love my brothers and sisters that are on the right, and I did that purposely.
Yeah.
This is my right hand, this is my left. It's fucking, you know, I just want there to be peace so bad. It's just like, guys, can't you realize, okay, we can both all agree that there's other people involved. Doing this shit is not what we thought it was, and we should all get together and have good food.
Dumping.
And clean up our environment. Let's start there. Let's start focusing on our food and the poison that we've been fed, and how the American Heart Association has been skewed by data by seed oil companies to push their bullshit, and all that kind of stuff. You see what I mean? Like I got so many parts of me that look like conservative, MAGA kind of thing. I got so many parts of me that look like liberal, whatever, my human rights kind of thing.
I think a lot of people are kind of mixed up like that.
I have these different things. I'm a mixture of everything. And if you look at like the unusual whales, like all the investment shit, the corruption in investments and shit, that's blue and red equally down the board.
Yeah.
But for some reason, one side, like when during the whole time, okay, so we'll go Trump the first time. The left was calling out all the shit about them, right? And then the flip flop, they were doing the same exact thing that they didn't like what they were doing because they were cherry picking and all this kind. And then they do all the cherry picking. Again, it's just like if one says don't drink piss, you're gonna drink piss. It went both ways. I watched it. I remember. I'm not just in this fucking little thing of stuck in my life. I'm very self-aware in what the fuck is going on around me.
Yeah.
You know, I can't not be. It's like I'm a raw nerve, and I don't know what to do with it. Like, all I can do is just,
Yeah.
I don't get online and say the shit.
It's not worth it. Like,
No,
it's not-
no. The only way I talk about politics and religion and all that kind of stuff is
Amongst the
one-on-one or just heart to heart. You know, because nobody really knows. Like, somebody might out there just hear me talk might think I'm fucking atheist and you know, degenerate or whatever. You have no idea who the fuck I am. I'm a fucking ordained minister, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But it's fucking, you know, I don't buy into dogma and bullshit of religion, and my personal beliefs don't look like what others.
You have your own thought process.
Yeah. No, I'm, you know, it's Buddha would recognize me, Jesus would recognize me, you know, whatever else, you know, like I see the golden mean in all of it. Alchemy was not about turning lead into gold. It was about the balance within us. It was the marriage between the male and female energy within us, the straight line and the circle, the compass and the square. You know, that's what all that's about is the balance of the energies within us.
The Vitruvian man. That's it.
Yeah.
When he figured out the Vitruvian man in that particular time period.
Yeah.
The golden mean. It's the turning lead into gold is the golden mean. You know, a balance, virtue and vice, that center.
How do you center man?
Right.
A square and a circle and a triangle.
A circle and half.
Yeah.
Be real quick.
Always.
Pause.
There's no give or take in a belief. So religion, politics, and ball sports. You know.
Yeah.
You know, what are your loyalties? I like teams from Pittsburgh because I was born there. Beyond that,
Yeah, see, well, here's the thing. I never went to the pep rallies.
neither
I don't believe in the home team, home game, hometown, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
You know, I was just,
Dude, buying that, you're not going to do it as an adult.
no,
Yeah.
no, and I feel like it was a gift to see through that. Like, I'm fortunate, like all the things that I wanted to be a part of things, like as a kid, and but like being weird and being pushed out, it was a good thing. You know, yeah, it hurt my feelings and stuff, but I'm so grateful that, because like my personality is the kind of like, oh, this is how I'm supposed to act. I'm supposed to have this trait or this kind of stuff. I program myself. I do that thing. I can change my diet. I can change my lifestyle. I've always been able to do it. It's a robotic thing that I have that I can just fucking do. And I get into it, you know, and I get into it wholeheartedly, and kind of like martial arts, you know, like, you know, I just consume it all and figure it all out.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
digest all of it and go.
You know, and I feel my way through life, you know, like an octopus does, you know, like, you know, everything's a sensor. I'm a conglomerate. Who is Sean Daugherty? I'm you know, anybody I've come in contact with and experienced, you know, like, and I used to be upset about, like, you know, who am I? You know, I was like, who gives a fuck? I'll be somebody different tomorrow, and I'm somebody different right now. I'm somebody different right now. Because I'm different right now. I'm different again right now. Yeah, I'm constantly changing because I'm having experience that's changing my perception and my reality every fucking second, whether I realize it or not. So, you know, it's, I don't know. I just take that approach in life, and that was weird to people. Like I try to talk to people, like, especially when I quit drinking. It's like everybody's. I didn't like talking to people anyways. When I drank it, I didn't mind that it was a mind-numbing conversation. Yes. It makes sense. Like it made the mind-numbing conversations tolerable.
Yeah.
Of talking about the mundane and shit like that. And these people, like, just to even talk about anything deep was like, oh, that's inappropriate, or that's TMI. Like, I never believed in TMI. You're a bitch. If you know, you're a little pussy if you can't fucking talk about shit.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, oh, we shouldn't talk. Oh, we shouldn't. Oh, fuck yes, you should. If that's what you're thinking, that's the very thing you should be fucking talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people don't seem to like that. People who have secrets and have something to hold from somebody else to get gain. They don't like having me around because I accidentally.
Seek it to be drawn out.
Yeah, and it's like,
But you've developed those systems in life, and they've helped you
Yeah,
quite a
because
bit.
they help me stay alive.
Yeah.
Well.
Pattern recognition is like I have my, like I know how to manipulate my own algorithms and my thing. I got nothing I see is what I don't want to see.
Yep.
I'm happy with my Instagram. I don't doom scroll. I'm happy with what I see. This is all shit that.
That's why I like all the coffee ads.
Yes. Yeah. I focus on I make sure I hit the things that I like. And if it's something I don't like, I'll go and say, not interested.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think that's a underrated skill with social media and stuff. It's like people just doom scroll and they just take it at face value. It's like, nope, I can curate this exactly how I want it to be and don't have to bitch about it.
yeah. Yeah. And the only reason why I have it in the first place is because I'm just trying to monetize and also say, hey, I was here too.
It's free
Because
advertising.
I'm an obscure object. I'm an artifact of the MMA world, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world. I'm a coffee table trivia question.
You are literally a hieroglyph now.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Was that recorded when we talked about the hieroglyph stuff?
Wow. Yeah, we got
That one.
that was good.
I like that. That was a good an anal G.
No, I like it because I can speak not so well anymore, but I can speak Chinese. And traditional Chinese is
Yeah.
pictograms.
Yeah.
Roof plus pig
Yeah.
equals home. So it makes sense to me.
Yeah, kanji here. That is.
Kanji don't make no fucking sense. No, I'm talking like old school Chinese.
I gotcha.
Kanji's nuts.
Like,
Yeah. What we're at, like an hour-ish.
A little over an hour, yeah.
Including kitchen talk.
Get to talk.
Got any last remarks or any wrap-up thoughts or anything?
Yeah,
well, I don't know. Was that it? That was the thing.
could be. Yeah.
Yeah. Let it rip, and that's
Yeah.
it.
The math, that's the thing. Everybody's like, this has got to be complex.
No.
Did we rip so we got the ecological approach, like jiu-jitsu. I was like thinking about jiu-jitsu too. Like, did we talk about jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Just it.
And you actually, I would say, probably touched better on true mixed martial arts because you sold into it more than a lot of other people, except for people of your era.
Yeah.
Because they sold themselves to all those arts, and then we benefit from that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Now there's between the pure mixed martial artist and the dude who came from another style.
Yeah.
But you came from all the styles. So, yeah.
I'm the avatar.
Well, I mean, you
I'm
were ahead of your
avatarded.
time on that one. It's one thing to be interested in other stuff, but you come from the absolute style versus style era. You didn't cross over back then. You picked a fucking place and you stayed in the place. I remember even when Olympic Taekwondo in late 90s, when we would go to friends' gyms and train, that was fucking insane. Like, even within art. So to go, I was doing judo secretly on the side. Yeah. That was fucking crazy. I'm telling nobody about my judo fixation.
Oh no! Luckily, I was at the place was called a martial arts center, so they had taekwondo,
That's
and
cool.
aikido. And, so I had my coach was very important on because he even said, before the UFC ever started, he was like, it's good to learn everything.
Yeah.
I had one of our instructors like, if a wrestler picks a fight with you, run away. Don't let him get his hands on you because your striking is going to be nullified.
Yeah.
I heard this kind of stuff. I was kind of like I look back on my life, man. There was no coincidence. Everything was synchronized and synchronicities. It was just
You found what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So you didn't need to know you were looking.
and the power of the commanding of saying things. Like when I watched the first UFC, I stood up to my friend. I said, "I'm going to be in the next one."
We did.
Arnold Classic. I was there in 1998 or 99. And I said, I'm not coming back until I'm in this event, until I'm for some reason I'm in the event. And then in 2000, John Saylor started the Arnold Classic grappling competitions.
That's the only good martial arts competition.
It was submission grappling then because it was all styles and shit.
I didn't know you started that.
And then when they saw how successful it was, they passed it off to somebody else. I think it was a Gracie.
I think Helsinki.
And,
I remember that.
And then they ripped off whoever, ripped off the Arnold, and then they gave it back to John. And then Kip Kohler got involved with it somehow and made it shitty, and it's like
It's flip flopped.
who fucking knows? Like, and then what's funny is so then I fought in it. I took second place, and then a month later I fought Minoru Suzuki in Japan, and then I don't go back to it until I don't even go back to the Arnold Classic until fucking I'm working for Grappling Industries in 2018, and they take over. And my first event that I worked for them was the 2018 Arnold Classic.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So people don't know that.
Yeah.
I've been involved. I helped plan that fucking the first grappling tournament for the Arnold Classic.
And they've been the staple ever since.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm an artifact. Like I've been behind the scenes and a wall, not just a wall or a fly on the wall, but a fucking doing things. I've been teaching the whole time. I've been learning the whole time. I've been, finding things out the whole time. I've been traveling the world. I lived in Japan for 3 years, and I taught jiu-jitsu there to the Marines, to the Air Force, to the Army, Special Forces, MAP instructors, fucking pararescuemen, combat controllers, you name it, and the locals. I've been all kinds of places with this and done all kinds of things, but I'm not a champion. I'm not some world-class coach with world-class fighters. I mean, I might argue I could be a world-class, like, if I did it, I have all the knowledge. All my coaches are world-class, and that's who I've been around and what I've done. But that's all I have to say about that. I'm not a special guy. I just didn't quit.
Yeah.
And I got to see a lot of cool shit.
Yep.
And I eventually got my black belt, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes, you did. But no, I mean,
It took you less time than
Yeah.
it took me to get.
yeah, played the game.
I
did the things.
think I did the math. It was like 18 years.
Yeah. It was like mine.
I was never going to get it, though. My whole goal was to never get my fucking... Because it was funner to be an eternal white belt.
Yeah.
The ultimate rattling white belt.
Remember when I started jiu-jitsu and I was like, never promote me, man. I was a white belt for like 4 years.
It was like, I'll keep you for a while, but your skill should there eventually.
And Jake McKenzie handed me one by surprise. In 2020, 2 weeks before all the lockdowns. That was fucking hilarious. I was training and Jake's like, hey man, don't leave yet. I'm like, okay, what's going on? And he made me let everyone line up. He's like, someone's getting a belt today. I'm like, cool, who's getting a belt? And everyone's like, you're getting a belt, Mike. I'm like, the fuck? And no, shit. Oh, well, I guess if it's Jake.
See, I never had this choice. I don't have the blue belt, don't have the purple belt. I went straight to brown, black.
Yeah, it's quite a journey throughout all those belts. But
You helped invent all of it, though.
yeah, I was
How
gonna
much
say,
stress?
a lot. But I mean, even like your Apache leg system alone, like the leg pen stuff, you plugged it in directly into my game, and that was almost exclusively what I do. So like below the belt stuff,
Awesome.
in some way, shape, or form.
I play with the variation of the leg pen with a shallow triangle and frustrate the piss out of people.
Yeah,
See, it's a stupid little thing that works. It's a simple thing, and it's just just born out of injury.
Yep.
That's another podcast. How to?
Can be, yeah.
That's what we should have done. Actually, was
Injuries.
what the blessings of injuries.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. That is a good podcast.
We introduced it. Oh, we could call this the blessing of adversities series.
Yeah.
Of the blessing of adversity series.
yeah.
We need more trauma. Controlled trauma.
Bring the trauma back.
Yeah, we can do that next time. We can do like
Yeah.
techniques and
Break
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, well, this is my first shoulder surgery, so I came up with this.
I
I
developed
mean, that's literally why the mats are here. It's because there has to be some show and tell with the type of stuff we get.
Yeah, this is how I think it should be. Like podcasts would be fun like that. Any jiu-jitsu podcast should be have access right there to
do the thing.
cool.
All right.
So, and